What's up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about how to take control of your money in the next 30 days. So these are the steps and the things that I'm going to have you guys do in order to take control of your money. Like, these are the things that you have to dedicate and be intentional about throughout these next 30 days. If you want to start it in the month of May, I think May has around like 30 days. If you want to start this system in 30 days and you want to start in May, start it in May, right? That way you have a better way of scheduling it. But the reason we're creating this 30-day challenge is to challenge ourselves, right? Challenge ourselves with our finances, challenge ourselves with our bad habits, the bad habits that we have, in order to build and become a better version of ourselves, right? You want to be able to challenge yourself in a way. So these next 30 days are a way for us all to hold ourselves accountable. To hold ourselves accountable, not only financially, but with personal goals, right? Whatever we're doing in our outside lives, whether you decided that you're going to stop eating more, whether you decided that you're going to go to the gym, whether you decided that you're going to start reading more books, whatever it is, do it during these 30 days. But also, these 3 things that I'm going to have you do, I want you to make these the 3 priorities, especially because in this channel, we're discussing finances, right? Pretty much everything's finances. We talk about finances, how to create a budget, how to track your money, how to open up your retirement accounts, how to start investing, all these different types of ways to start creating wealth that we talk of on this channel. So the first step during this 30 days is to, I wrote it down, no eating out, no going out, or shopping out. That's the first. I know it sounds crazy. No eating out, no going out, no shopping out, right? The no eating out one, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. I keep on saying it in my past videos, like, the amount of money that we spend eating out is kind of crazy. If you really think about the amount of money that you spend eating out, it could be around 300 to 500 in a 30-day span. Once you really add up everything, it's because you don't do the calculations. That's probably usually the reason why you don't actually think about how much you're actually spending. But once you actually do the calculations, I think I've done the calculations for like since the beginning of January, and I see how much I spend when it comes to eating out, right? Sometimes you don't want to cook something, or sometimes you do not want to go and buy something, or sometimes you do not want to go and buy something to cook. Sometimes you just think it's easier because there's fast food around you, because there's a Chipotle next by. You're just going to go out and buy whatever it is that you know is accessible for like $10 to $15, right? But those $10 to $15 usually add up. Don't forget that. Those $10 to $15 that you're spending every other day or every other 3 days, they add up. And usually by the end of the month, you're $300, $400 down by just spending on food throughout the whole month. So like, if you can find a way to cut that out, be disciplined for the next 30 days, be disciplined for the month of May, and challenge yourself to not eat out. The next one was going out. I know you're gonna say, oh, going out, like, what does that have to do with anything? I'm saying going out because when you go out, like, let's say you go out, you go to a club, or let's say you go out, you go to a party, you go to a function. You're most likely, if you're a guy, you're gonna maybe try and buy a girl a drink, or if you're a guy, you're gonna go out with the guys. Maybe after doing whatever you're doing, going to whatever event it is, you probably want to eat, right? But in order to save money, in order to prioritize saving money for these next 30 days, say no to going out. If you know you can go out, which a lot of people, it's not a reality for them. If you know you can go out without spending money, then do it, right? You can still go out, but just don't spend the money. But if you know you're someone, you know, because I know every time I even step foot outside the house, I'm spending at least $30. Whether it's on gas, whether it's on food, whether it's on just random things that life throws at you, right? Just random things that life throws at you because you're outside or you left the house. So now all of a sudden you need to buy this, you need to buy that. You were thinking of this to get throughout the week, but you weren't at a store yet. So now you're at the store, now you need to buy it. So going out, the only going out you should do during these 30 days is going out to the gym, going out to work, coming back, and then you're not getting food, so there's no point of going out to get food. So that's pretty much it. If you go to church, you go to church. If you go to school, you go to school. But besides that, come back home. Do not even get tempted by people going out. The friends that are telling you to go out for the weekend, let them know you're on this 30-day challenge of trying to challenge yourself to become better with your finances for the next 30 days. And then the last one, I think it was shopping, right? No online shopping, no going to the mall to shop, no going in person to shop. Do not go to any Nike stores. Do not go into any Lululemon stores. Do not go to the mall. We're tempted to go and buy things. You don't understand. The way this human psychology works is like, you never had these things in your mind. You didn't have anything planned like you were going to go buy something at Lululemon. You didn't think you were going to go buy something at Nike. Usually what happens is you end up stepping outside of your house and for some reason your 2 feet end up in a store, right? Your 2 feet, and it's happened to me before. Like your 2 feet end up in a store and you just buy something on the whim, right? Like I play basketball, so I'll just buy like a basketball shoe, right? That I didn't need for an extra $70, $80 that I wasn't planning on buying because that money you're spending, you didn't factor it into how much money you're going to be spending for the month. So you should not be spending that money. So just think about that. That money, you did not project or plan to spend it. It just came at a whim. So just think about the amount of purchases that you make every month that are kind of the same thing, where you just go out and because you're outside, because you're with your friends at the mall, because you're with your guys, you just buy something, right? Because you don't have that discipline, because you don't have that thing in your head, that nagging feeling like, okay, let me, prioritize my money. Maybe I don't need this at this right moment. I don't need this item. One of the things I always do is, if I'm at a mall, if I'm at a store or something, right, and I see something that I want, and I look at it, I'm like, I might want this. I automatically tell myself, okay, let me wait a few days. If in a few days I still find the necessity to want this item or to need it, because usually most of those things are wants, right? They're in the moment. You just saw this shoe, now you're like, damn, I like that shoe. Like, it looks good. Like, it's clean. I want it, right? But if you don't, I usually wait like a week. If after a week I still have that feeling of like, I actually want it, I go back and I just buy whatever it is, right? Just to get that feeling over with. But usually what ends up happening for me, I don't know for most, but what ends up happening for me is I realize I don't even need the item because I'm living perfectly fine without it, right? You're living perfectly fine without that shoe. You're living perfectly fine without those 2-3 extra jeans, right? You're living perfectly fine with the things that you already have. So learn how to be content with the things that you already have and be disciplined throughout these next 30 days. The next step is, during these 30 days, if you do not have an emergency savings fund, you need to create one. What is an emergency savings fund, right? You'll tell me, well, I have a savings account with Bank of America or Chase already. Well, your Bank of America savings account probably offers 0.01% back to you, right? When you're saving your money with them. They don't offer you anything back for saving your money with them. So I want to tell you, when you have an emergency savings fund, right, that's usually 3 to 6 months of your expenses. So if your expenses are $1,200 for a month, you times 1,200 by 3, that's $3,600. So you have $3,600, $4,000 in your emergency savings fund, but this money has to be in a high yield savings account. So you can check out SoFi Bank. I know a lot of you have heard of SoFi, right? SoFi is doing a lot of things as far as bringing newer people, younger people like me and you to SoFi, right? They're becoming more attractive. Their user interface is good, so you can use a app like SoFi, who is allowing you to open a savings account that's going to give you a 4% APY, 4% annual percentage yield when you save your money with them. Or you can use Ali Bank. Ali Bank's another one similar to SoFi. They offer I think around 3.5 APY. So they're giving you money back for saving with their savings account. So that's what your emergency savings fund needs to be. You need to have it in a high yield savings account and not just a regular savings account with your Wells Fargo, with your Bank of America, with your Chase. Throughout this 30-day run, make that a priority to create and open an emergency savings fund. If you have $1,000 saved up and that's all you have to your name, take 500 of that and add it to this emergency savings fund account and grow this emergency savings fund account throughout the next 30 days. I want you to prioritize this in the next 30 days so you're growing your money. And so when you start investing, when you start doing stuff, when you start learning investing, you're not having to pull your investments out just to fund your life, just to pay your bills. The next step that I want you to do is creating a 30-day budget tracker. So you're counting how much money is coming into your pocket, how much money is going out. So when I say creating a 30-day budget tracker, let's say you get paid weekly, right? You get paid weekly. What would you do if you get paid weekly? You get paid weekly. You're counting how much money's coming in for the week, how much money is going to go out for this week. If this week you don't have any bills and your bill is the second week or the third week, then you're counting it in that week, right? But let's say you get $4,000 for the whole month and you get $1,000 every week, then you're budgeting that. And with that budget, $1,000 comes in. You budget your bills. You budget what you need to pay. You budget your car note. You budget your phone payment, right? Your phone payment. No subscriptions. You should not have. During this 30 days, I want you to cancel all. I know this sounds mad crazy, but cancel all Netflix subscriptions, Hulu, ESPN, Prime Video, and if you got Peacock, what's the other one? Tibu. If you got Tibu movie, like, cut out everything for these next 30 days and challenge yourself. So no subscriptions, but necessary bills that are actual needs. So for these next 30 days, you want to create a tracker that's tracking your income and your what's going out, what's coming out of your pocket. So you're able to save up, add to your emergency savings fund, and be able to calculate everything. And for these next 30 days, you need to rack up. That's what you have to tell yourself. I'm going to be racking up. I'm going to be growing my money over this time so I can set myself up for the next month. And I promise you, after these 30 days, you'll see that this can become an actual habit that you can be consistent with. Right? It's not just going to be something that you just did for 30 days, but you might try and decide to make it a lifestyle. To make it a lifestyle, to make it something that's more repetitive on a consistent basis. Man, thanks for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed down below, please subscribe to keep up with the videos and go check out the most recent videos that keep on coming out, right? I'm trying to drop a video every day, so stay updated, stay locked in, and continue on this 30-day challenge with us, because this is going to be a good one, right? It's going to be a good one. And after this 30 days, you can come back to this video and let me know, how did you feel? What progress did you make throughout this time? Thank you. Peace.